Hola, everybody. All right, I can hear myself now. Hope y'all can hear me. Hold on, let me unmute. All right, I had to turn the compressor on. Does it sound louder now? Hope y'all are doing all right. Let me see. I don't know. I got myself cranked up. I have myself cranked up. I don't know. How I sound to y'all? Does that sound good? I don't know what's going on with my sound. Can't hear. How I sound to y'all? Okay, I can hear myself. Can y'all hear me? Well, audio is muffled. All right, how about now? Still can't hear nothing? Ugh. So y'all saying it's better now, but I'd already just dropped my audio. Ah. All right, how about now? How's it sound now? Much better? Yay. I don't know what in the world. How's it sound now? All right, because I can hear myself fine now. So, yay. Lord. Thank you, Lord. Hey, folks, we're back for part two. Um, Thank y'all for whoever was joining back from our first session. I ended up getting a call. Now I'm okay. All right, thank you. I guess I'm catching everybody's comments that are coming in late now that I'm missing. So y'all said y'all can hear me fine. Yay. Okay, because I'm pretty much maxed out. I can't get any louder. It's probably this noise gate that I got on. Hold on, let me turn that off. All right, now I'm too loud. Now you're probably going to hear my fan. Yeah, it was. If you're hearing it going in and out, it was because of the noise gate that I had on the road. I think I hit something, so I don't want to turn it off and turn it back on. So can y'all hear me? Put a Y down in the chat, and I'm gonna wait just to make sure before I move forward. I want to make sure I'm good. All righty. I think I almost used all my extra little energy before my trip just doing that. All right, folks. Like I said, we are back. Yeah, you can hear my fan that I have on up under here. I'll turn that off for right now. All right, so I just turned it off, so you shouldn't hear it. So, yeah. So we had our regular Q&A during the day, but I ended up getting a support call. There was a funeral at Reconciliation where we did a system that we're going to be training them next week, but they were having a funeral and their whole sound system was out, which is completely ran over the network. So ultimately, when I got up there, yeah, that hum that y'all are hearing now, that's my computer. That's the fans over there. I can't do nothing about that. Maybe I could take it off the desk, but what ended up happening is they had a funeral, so downstairs they cleaned out downstairs for a reception, and some of the people put everything in the closet where they had the computer stuff, the networking stuff, and it yanked the cable loose. So the pastor couldn't control the sound system from his iPad because nothing was on the internet at all. So thankfully, after about like 20 minutes of diagnosing it, we got it straight. So about 7 minutes into the funeral, got all the mics and everything back up and running. So yay. And then just to let y'all know, technically I should be heading to the airport right now, but I got a call that my flight out of Richmond was canceled. So it got rescheduled until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So we got some time. Good thing is this flight is a direct flight. So it's from Richmond directly to Philadelphia, and then from Philadelphia back on Sunday. Tried to maybe save a little bit on my hotel and stuff like that, since I'm not going to be there that much. But anyway, that's enough about what's going on. Let's go ahead and jump over, because this guy has been MIA for quite a while. So this is Mr. Josh, sent me some memes finally. Let's go ahead and get started with that with a laugh, and then we'll get back to answering some of y'all's questions. All right, so let's see what Josh got for us today. Now, Josh, I didn't even look at these because I literally just uploaded them. So I really need to turn that noise gate on, because that computer sound is getting on my nerve. But anyway, let's go. All right, we got you found 666 results for Jesus. Okay, awesome. All right, what's the next one? How to catch an e-missionary. Okay, all right, Josh, you got a chuckle out of me on that one. Cool. What's the next one? When the worship leader takes throwback night a little too seriously. Oh no, not the overhead projector. Josh, did they even have them when you were in school? since you're still in school? Have you ever seen one of those firsthand? All right, let's go to the next one there. Well, first off, you know AJay ain't going to be up there on that front row right there. AJay will probably not even be in the camera there at my home church. Let's go to the next one. All right, we got Bernie in the back right there. Cool. What's our next one here? Who would win? Child playing games in church. Yeah, I'm going to go to the next one on that one. I don't always stream from a spotty network, but when I do, it's always terrible. Yep. The most interesting man in the world. In world hunger, in world poverty, in ministry stress. All right, we got two more. All you need is a simple excuse to end the live stream and get a vacation off me. Yeah, hey, you don't even need an excuse. You just need to just hit the stop button or disconnect the cable, and nobody knows how to hook it back up. There you go. Last one here. Church in 2019 before COVID. Reopened church in 2021 during COVID, months after refusing to live stream or use technology. The exact same. Now I see why your church isn't growing or getting any attendance. Ooh, cut, burn, yay. All right, Josh. All right, good ones here. Let me turn this my noise thing back on because this is getting annoying. All right, can y'all hear me? I just turned down the ambient, so it should be better. I can hear better now. Let me know. Can y'all still hear me? And make sure y'all start firing away them questions there, folks, because that's what we are here to do. Let me know as well too. Did y'all, when we did it the first, we started talking about some analytics inside of YouTube. Let me know if y'all want me to do some more of that, or we can just go back to doing some good old-fashioned answering some questions for y'all. I see a couple of them here. All right. Let's see. I answered this. Keith was saying here, you got to come to Michigan. New church opening soon. College auditorium first until we find a Hey, like I said, I am more than interested to come, but pretty much my schedule is booked up for the rest of this year, and I just literally just booked I got 3 churches in Baltimore that we're going to be visiting since we're up there. So if I do have anything, you can reach out to my admin or send something at questions@ajayhomes.com, something like this, and you can send it to me, and either me or D will follow back up with you and see what we can do. No promises, but like I said, I told you the whole goal is to try and get out and reach some more. So I think I did not announce this on the stream. I have in the last couple of videos. So again, I like being transparent with y'all. I want to thank our Patreon supporters and our YouTube members, but we got a new Patreon level out here. So let me explain it here. It is, and I've been talking about this for a while, but I'm doing it in a different way. This is the Media Ministry Mentor level. Now, this is not meant for everybody because it is a little pricey, and it's limited. It's only 5 slots available on Patreon, and I keep saying 5. I'm going to say 4. We have 4 slots available, but the issue with this one is, the stipulation, the benefit is that as long as you do it once a month, if you were within 2 hour drive from me, from Richmond, I will physically come there and be a part of your media ministry one Sunday a month for as long as you maintain that. So that's why I can only lock it down to 4, because it's only 4 Sundays, and I want to be able to get to everybody to help as much as I possibly can. And if you still want to do it and you're not within a 2-hour drive, what I'll do is actually do a training once a month directly with your media ministry virtually. It doesn't have to necessarily be a Sunday, but it will be all hands. I will set aside 2 hours to sit there and do whatever type of training virtually and help you in any way, shape, or form. That level is $150, which is exactly how much it would be if I had a consultation on site with y'all. So that is available at patreon.com/AJaytheCEO. And hopefully now, since I fixed this noise gate, I can turn my fan on because all these lights are hot. So let's see what else we got. SDT live stream. My question earlier, I'm running Worship Extreme Presenter on a MacBook Pro connected to 2 TVs with an Ori 1x4 extender. Will I get sound also? I do want to make one of the TVs a stage display. Can I do this? First off, yes, you can get audio in your Mac or Windows or whatever system, or even the ATEM, you don't have to change the setting. But in the Mac, first what you would have to do is set that your audio output is the splitter, or it's going to go over HDMI. Then at that point, yes, audio will go over it. Now, if you have a 1x4 splitter, but then you want to use one as a stage display and it's going to show something completely different, it cannot be connected to that matrix. That matrix is just a splitter. Whatever comes in is going to go out to all the TVs that are connected to it. If you want to have a dedicated stage display with Presenter, first you would have to be paying one of the monthly plans to get that stage display, and that needs to be a completely separate output from the MacBook Pro. Make sure it actually can support up to 3 monitors. The laptop screen, the MacBook screen, the one that's going out into the splitter, and then the other one that goes into for the stage display. But audio will go through that. But when you set the audio, make sure the audio is going to the splitter and not the one going to the stage display. You can't have both. So hopefully that answers your question. Let's see. So I do kind of like this because now I have to make sure I speak up pretty well so y'all can hear. All right, so I'm not seeing that many questions up on here, folks. So let me know if you have anything, or, I don't want to do a song and dance. We will if we need to. But let me ask y'all a question then, since y'all are here. What's your average attendance? If y'all are still having service on site, what is your average attendance of the people who are on site? And then if you're live streaming, look back over your analytics, Facebook or YouTube. How many people have watched anything from your page in any way, shape, or form in 7 days? What are those 2 numbers? If y'all could share that, please. All right, cool. SDT says, yep, that's all right, cool. So you should be straight as long as you set it up that way. Then you should be able to get audio there as well. Let me unpause myself over here just to make sure. You should be straight as long as you set it. Okay, yeah, I'm loud. So, hey, and if you don't mind, folks, please go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and then hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. It's really important, folks. We talked about this earlier, to ask the people in your house, your ministry, your live stream, ask them that, just like I do for y'all. Ask, because YouTube's algorithm, if you're on there, Facebook is the same way. They're looking for satisfaction from the people who are watching. YouTube's goal is to keep people on their platform as long as possible. The idea is to have bingeable content. Again, if you have a church service that's 2 hours long, that's really not bingeable content unless you have some really serious, entertaining, engaging type of content. Because the idea is you want to get people that after they finish, they go back to your feed of how many videos you got, and they start thumbing through it to try and find something else. That's what we want to aim to do in our stream. So let me know those numbers, folks. And we got a couple. We're going to loop back and talk about those. All-in-one events. Hi, AJ, God bless. Can you link me with a video where I can use my ATEM Mini Pro mobile? That is to have it running on battery power so I can be mobile. Thank you. Well, all-in-one events, you are either got a spy camera in my apartment or something, because ultimately, not this year, but one of the plans that I'm going to get when we get some more sun is to have an entire mobile live streaming kit based off of a solar panel and power battery that's portable to take out. That's one of the goals. And then the other goal with that is when we get a Starlink in, wink, wink, we're going to get a Starlink satellite in and be completely out there and see if we can, how long we can live stream. Maybe that would be kind of cool to like me be out in Bug Tussle somewhere, maybe Gladys, Virginia, out in my hometown. We're in number farmland. And I'm out in 40 acres with the cows and stuff like that, and being in the middle of the field with a satellite dish, a solar battery, and a laptop and an ATEM and a camera. And just see how would y'all like that if I was live streaming like that out of the middle of the field? Because if I can do that, all y'all folks that don't have broadband internet, it's proof that it will work. I think I might actually do that. I think that would be kind of cool. Yeah, but let's start looking through some of these numbers here. Don is saying, on average, he has about 52 people in attendance physically, but in the last 7 days, 120 people have watched. Let's see if we can see how those numbers are. SDT live stream is saying 30 in-house, 115. Almost four times. Okay. Josh, I'm not messing with you. So I had Don already said that. Okay. Norm is saying 35 last week, 18 on YouTube, and YouTube is just a static pit with the 30-minute Sunday morning radio broadcast. I am in the process of getting live stream. Okay, cool. All-in-one events is saying, I do a lot of funerals and has to be running from location to location. Hey, I used to do that a lot too. Haven't gotten a lot of calls because most of the time I kind of teach them how to do it, and then I do it once. They get the equipment, and then they're off and running, which I think is cool. Josh wants to know, can't remember if I asked, but the Blackmagic Studio camera is good for a crane camera. No, it would not be. What you would use probably for a good crane camera, even though it's super, super tiny, and you haven't seen me use it in a while because I haven't had any unboxings to do, but these micro cinema camera that I have here for my top-down shot, that's a great one that you can use for that, which I really like. You need to have length control and all this so you can control it. The studio camera is really meant for somebody to be right up on it, and I don't think it would be good for that, for a crane camera, because the screen is right there, and if you put it on the crane, then you can't see what you're aiming at. Yeah, folks, so I think like that's the main concept. And I guess since we're not having a lot of questions, so maybe this is a point for me just to pour out and try and share with y'all my mindset. We were talking about a video, and y'all can still drop some questions here because I see Otis was telling me. He says he has about 125 in-house and 160 to 225 online live. Okay, that's there. Now, but Otis, what are you seeing for the last 7 days? What's that showed? What's your total views for the last 7 days as well, too? Or if that is what it is. But we have to think about what is our strategy for our live stream. Again, y'all know I talk about it a lot of times that it's great to put a camera in the back, but that's kindergarten. We want to go to the next grade. First grade is we have a live stream and we do some type of interaction. Now, let's go to second grade. Let's go to the next grade, meaning that we need to have a strategy on what we do. Again, we don't do this for form or fashion, but our live stream is. We need to be engaging. We need to be entertaining. To ask people to sit with their phone, tablet, computer, smart TV, and just sit there for 2 hours is not realistic. It's not. If you were in the building okay. But that's, again, that we're not trying to hold people hostage. It's good to have that as an option, but that is not your only option. So for me, like I said, we used to, I need to get back into doing this now that we're kind of turning around on this this whole thing, this pandemic and stuff. I used to live stream the entire service, but then if you missed it live, you missed it. But then I took the live stream, edited it, and then chopped it up into different sections. So if we had a great song from a choir, we had a great moment that needs to be shared, we had announcements, then we had the sermon. We chopped that up into at least 3 to 5, wink, wink, there's your idea, 3 to 5 separate videos that could be repurposed. Another thing that you can do is take a sermon, whether you're on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, whatever platform you got, take that video, find a 30 to 90 second, actually keep it under 60 seconds so you can use YouTube Shorts. Do a 60-second blurb, or if you're doing it on Facebook, works the same way. Take 60 seconds of something that's really impactful. Take that, just chop that up, put it on a different platform, but then how do you upgrade that? Take that, make it a still image, just use audio, put B-roll footage to it, put some type of context in it, take it out of context, out of just having a camera on somebody on the pulpit or just a choir in the stands and the musicians playing, and then do something different. That also reminds me, hey, you got your musicians, just record them without any choir singing at all. And y'all can just have the band just looped and just play that and offer that. You know, the idea is to be creative in what you do. Let's go back to Norm. We have broadcast on radio since 1958. Wow, very impressive. Advent Flame, what is going on? No, Otis, I don't want no coffee. Yeah, I am still yawning, but and it was funny. I said that, and then you just put a put a comment up here. I don't have my church iPad with me right now for our ministry info. The young lady that helps me does the 60-second blips. Awesome. Phyllis wants to know, and I was actually doing this video last night, and it just didn't come out the way I wanted to. But what do you use for B-roll? Well, let me show you. I have 2 options. And I don't want to give my secrets away, but I'll share it with you since you asked. What I use for B-roll is Pexels.com. And I got to be careful because they do a lot of B-roll here, and some might not be appropriate for church. So that's why I need to be careful. It's the luck of the draw. Sometimes stuff comes up here. But, I mean, I was actually working on one. Let me see if I can show that to y'all. I'm gonna do the video about it, but it was taking a little bit longer, and it just didn't flow the way I wanted to. So I don't really put out a lot of stuff like that unless I feel really confident in it. You know, it's one thing to put out bad content just to get in the habit. It's another thing to just put out bad content and you know it's bad. You know, if you're putting it out with the whole purpose of I'm doing this so that I know that I can develop the habit of doing it, then that's one thing. All right, so here is a blip of my pastor. I took his sermon here, and let me actually hide these. Let me go back to this first. Hopefully y'all can hear this. Yeah, I got the audio off. So if I come here and play this, this is the original.
Have you ever been in church and something?
I didn't black out that last one. So this is what he said originally.
Have you ever been in church and something was said, sung, preached, whatever, prayed, and you just got happy? You don't even know what caused it. Something just got all over you.
All right, so hopefully, could y'all hear that? So just taking something like that, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the video and just use his audio. And this is just a little blip that I put together in B-roll. You off of Pexels.com, completely free. And I did this. And where's my full screen? Oh, well.
Have you ever been in church?
Let me see if I can do that full screen, too. There we go.
Have you ever been in church and something was said, sung, preached, whatever, prayed, and you just got happy? You don't even know what caused it. It's just something just got all over you.
Now, this is, again, I ain't Steven Spielberg, but the idea is to try something different. You know, you never know. Something like that might touch somebody else. It's not necessarily for me. I'm like, I want to make sure I'm putting out something good, and I'm just not throwing something out there. But it's just giving you an idea. You do something like that, take a 30-second blip of something, you know, and that's it. Pathway Technologies. I don't necessarily understand your question. Best equipment for B-roll, please. If you're talking about shooting B-roll, use what you got. Use your phone. Start with that. I mean, my whole goal, the Pocket Cinema camera that I'm using here, I got that originally to do stuff like that, but then this pandemic hit, so I haven't really gone out and used it the way I have. But I have the Sony cameras that I'm using for B-roll, and for vlogging, and they work very well. So this is the ZV one that I was using, but I've gone with the ZV-10 now. That's what I use. So I haven't used this one that much, but this would be something, shoots in 4K, gets me really good images and videos and stuff like that. I use this. But I mean, you don't have to have, it's not about the gear. It's about flexing your creativity, because you can have the best 10, 8K, 12K cameras. That's not going to give you creativity. You can be creative with anything. Like, I love the stuff that my daughter does. She's 6, and she took a shoebox and cut it open, and she wanted to play school and said, "Daddy, here's your laptop." You know, that's creative. Everybody has creativity. We're made in God's image. He created things. We innately can create stuff. So you don't need equipment. Equipment does help you do stuff better, but you don't need it. Start with what you got, folks. You got more creativity in you than you realize. Let's go to Coach. He says, going back to his numbers, he has 11 that are in person, but 33 online. I hope y'all are starting to see the trend. Everybody, not everybody, but there's a bunch of people that still are pressing to get people to come inside the building, missing out on the blessing that they have right there. Everybody who's talked so far has at least had double, if not more, people that are online. And I highly doubt that all those people are your actual members. That's the whole point. So want to just keep you moving, keep you stretching, keep us both stretching, because again, there's so many other things that we can do with media. Like, there's this guy I posted in the Facebook group, Kevon Carter. He's a great musician, but he does comedy stuff, and you got to think he's using media and comedy, but you know that he's a Christian, and it's hilarious. So if he can reach people like that's a ministry. It's not about just beating people over side of the head. Hey, a merry heart does good like a medicine. There's other things. Everything doesn't have to always be serious, but you want to let whatever you're creating minister through you. You're not always having to hit people over the head with the Bible. Nah, Mike, you are good. You are good, man. Norm, that's a very good idea. I've done this when I was teaching a class down in Jamaica. What I also did is I just had somebody read the Bible, a verse, and I put B-roll footage to it. Have somebody with one of those very powerful type of voices, iconic voices, and then you can just have the scripture put up in text on the screen with somebody just reading it, and then music behind it. That's it. It's about the creativity. There's not no rhyme or reason. It's like it can really do. What do you think of the name of Pathway Technologies? I think it's fine. Is there a meaning behind why you picked it? That's what I would ask you. Like for me, well, no, I'm not going to say that. I'll say that on the Facebook group. I was going to explain why mine is, but I got to be careful about that. Some of y'all know the reason about that. I'm a motion designer, and I use After Effects for all my workflow in video production. Excellent. That's one of the things. I use After Effects, but I always use templates that somebody else has made. I just haven't set down the time to actually learn to make it from scratch. I think the beauty of that, like background to me, I always wanted to do, I wanted to be a composer for movies. That's what I really wanted to be. In high school, I kind of allowed an ignorant person to dash that dream when I didn't know about holding on to my dreams. That got dashed. I wanted to be an astronaut, and my mom kind of sabotaged that when I was young. This is why I love the fact that my daughter loves this stuff too. Rockets and SpaceX and all this other stuff. So that's cool. I say all that to say that, and then I wanted to do special effects in movies, but I can't draw. So yeah, I totally understand about not being creative. I mean, for me, I always love movies, and I just have aspirations to always wanting to copy what I saw and how to make it. Nowhere close to doing that yet. So that's normally where my ideas come from. And most of the time, if you're not creative, hey, you can always go to Fiverr and hire somebody to do it. Share that vision with them and have them that are more skilled to do that, make it for you. So that's always an option too. Advent Flame sharing their numbers, 40 in person in the church, 80 to 100 online, 800 subscribed. Do you have 800 people in your ministry? 800 subscribed is coming from somewhere. That's the point I want everybody to understand. Zion Watch Baptist Church. Hey, AJ, would you buy the Behringer X32 compact mixer with a S16 stage box for $26.35 from Sweetwater, or buy a different mixer for a budget of? Honestly, that combo that you just said is exactly the combo that I bought for the church I'm installing in Baltimore. So, again, I'm kind of hesitant. I don't test out new equipment on ministries. I would normally test it out for myself. So I'm leaning more towards the X32 just because I've messed with it a few times. I would not use anybody else to be a guinea pig for something new. So unfortunately, that board and the board that I have in my church and a couple of other Behringers and stuff like that, that's what I've used. And out of all of them, the X32 is a little bit more flexible that I will put in a church over that. There's also the XR18. If you have something smaller that you're comfortable with controlling everything on a tablet. But honestly, I would say stay within that range. If I had the choice, that's what I would do. Otis. Man, I'm sorry. Have you used a wireless Hollyland transmitter on a camera to move around the church to get footage back to vMix? No, I was actually supposed to hear back. There was Hollyland contacted me and a couple of other kind of like church influencers and stuff like that, and they had something. I have not heard back from them about that they wanted to put the Hollyland out there that and test it in a different way. That's something I would really want to try right now. I can't really get out of the booth right now. I would love to do that. I really want to I'm looking at running a cable down the back wall, the back pillar at the church, and then bring the studio camera and roll down the center aisle, see if I can catch anybody off guard with that camera. We'll see how that goes over. But I want to try that out. I think that would be really, really cool. I have kind of like a knockoff wireless that I have to give somebody else a connection if they want to connect a laptop to our system. But I do like the Hollyland transmitter, and I would love to try that. Back to Josh. Man, why am I yawning so much? I'm sorry, folks. An organization that had a revival at our church before COVID was very good B-roll footage. Just type Oakwood University Church Ministry video. Awesome. I will look into that. A golden voice, which reminds me, I'm dating myself, seeing if y'all remember this reference. Do y'all remember the cartoon where somebody was called, his voice was called, was it the band was called the Golden Smog? Tell me if you know what cartoon that was. Advent Flame, you taught a class in Jamaica. I can't believe I missed that. You may need to book your virtually for our church. Well, actually, I was teaching at a school virtually. So it was a course. It was a 14-week course, and I was an instructor for it. And the school was based out of Jamaica, and that was earlier this year. Robert Smith, how do I fix an encoder issue in OBS when streaming to YouTube? Well, I need a little bit more detail on that. What entail do you mean? What is the encoder issue that you're getting? Because OBS does throw out quite a few. All right, so my name is Matthew. So decided to use Path as my name and added way, because why not? And I love the word technologies. Hey, well, awesome. Cool. Art D, month of October, Sunday in-house, average is 75 a week. Facebook reaches 1,095 engagement, 839 looking for YouTube. See, this is the point, folks. Like, just let's look at these numbers, and this is the same thing I said in part one. If your service in-house is reaching 50 people physically, but your live stream that is going to live there forever, unless Facebook, Metaverse, whatever it's called, YouTube, they change it, whatever, until they shut down or unless you delete it, it is going to residually get people who are looking for it, especially if you have binge-worthy content. That's where my first book talks about, let your sermon outlive you. You put it on one of these platforms, it's going to live forever. That's why y'all we're seeing videos that get millions and millions of views that were posted years ago. If that can happen with some huskies singing and cats and people falling and all this other stuff and humorous stuff, or Gangnam Style and all this other stuff that people are constantly still watching, why do we not think that our ministry can't produce something that goes viral in a good way, that people love to hear it, that where it's motivating them in such a way that they want to keep watching it over and over and over again and share it and share it and share it. And then all of a sudden, your little ministry with only 5 people, let's put out something that's now impacting millions. It can happen. He could do no miracles there because of their lack of belief. So, putting it out there. SDT live stream said, me too, love movies, always wanted to be a set designer. See, I mean, it's like we have these dreams and aspirations for a reason. And it doesn't mean that you can't use them in a different capacity. Otis, still trying to get me to drink some coffee. Texas pecan coffee. Oh, I can't stand pecans either. Ugh. That pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie. Oh, ugh. I used to. My mom made pumpkin pie and mainly sweet potato pie so much that it's like I ate so much of it when I was growing up. I can't stand it now. And like I said, I told some of y'all, the reason I don't like coffee is my dad was a teacher, and he was a physics teacher as well as a pastor, and he used to take a thermos every morning to school. And I didn't know what it was. And I was like, Dad, can I get a sip of it? And he was like, no. And one day before he went to school, he was back getting dressed. I got that thermos, opened it up, took a sip of it, and my dad drank coffee black. Didn't put nothing in it. I took a sip of it. I mean, you could have thought that I was drinking a sip of vodka. I was like, oh, this is horrible. So that's why ever since I was 6, that's why I'm like, never, ever, 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 ever drinking coffee. Robert, if you want to contact me, the best way to do that is hit me up in an email at questions@ajayhomes.com. Give me 48 to 72 hours to respond. And definitely, I'm not going to be responding at all since I'm getting ready to go out of town, and I'm not going to be back until Tuesday. So you might not even get nothing from me by Tuesday, but you get the email in there, I will get to you sooner or later. Ty, how much network bandwidth you make available to churchgoers during service versus bandwidth dedicated to the live stream, and what do you recommend? Well, let me show you what I got, because I am very strict when it comes to the stuff at my church, because we had people that love to live stream from the pew, and I'm just like, why? We have a better view than you. And then I would kick people off the Wi-Fi. Give me a second to log in so I can show you. And again, I'm sincerely apologize for yawning. I think it's mainly my medicine is making me do that as well too. So again, my apologies. Because if I take my medicine and I do not eat, I get really, really, really sleepy. All right, so here is our unified network. So under here, everybody else is unlimited. Guests are restricted to 10 megabits per second download and 1 megabit per second upload. If you on this Wi-Fi at the church, you there to get the Bible and maybe go pay your get online giving. That's it. You ain't gonna have nothing fast enough to live stream up in there. And so let's go ahead and do a speed test so you can see exactly what speeds we got. All right, so that's download. And that is just the awesome Comcast. That is being sarcastic. If I could get another option other than Comcast, I would be so happy. So that's the church. That is at my home church, which I really need to look into to see if they offer something better than that. Because even here in my apartment, I only have an option of Comcast, and mine is almost the same, unfortunately. So if I go to mine, which is what I'm using right now, so the numbers are going to be a little bit different because I'm obviously live streaming right now. So that's honestly slow. Technically, I'm supposed to be at 1.2 gig download. And then my upload is supposed to be 50, but like I said, I'm uploading right now. So I'm very strict when it comes to our internet because we've had issues. So I have it so they can still use it, but it's not a lot for them to, you ain't coming in there on the Wi-Fi trying to play games and stuff like that. It's not going to be fast enough. That's how I have mine set. It's like first coffee, now pumpkin pie. What does this man like? I like key lime pie. I like tea now, not sweet tea, not like cake with sugar tea. No, I like Crystal Light tea. I like key lime pie. I like cheesecake. There's a bunch of pies. I like lemon chess pie, lemon meringue pie. Yeah, just pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie. No, thank you. Blech. I do love sushi though. Mr. Clarence here. Back to basics. OBS into Zoom. AV steady sounds and looks good while recording in Zoom. Unable to hear audio in OBS. Any ideas? Might have missed. Well, if you are using the the VB audio cable and you're sending audio to Zoom, you won't be able to hear it in OBS. That's by design. You won't be able to hear it as a monitor because the monitor out is going to Zoom. If you set it up the way that I had in my videos, I couldn't hear it locally. The way that you would hear it locally is that you would need to go in Zoom. Zoom has two outputs. One that could be for your headphones, and then another one is a speaker. You could set it up, and you would have to hear it that way, but you will not hear it through OBS. vMix will give you an option to do that, but not OBS that I am aware of. Excuse me. What is the best way to find handyman to build an audio booth? Honestly, I don't know if you got a Lowe's or a Home Depot. Hit that up and ask them. They normally have a lot of contacts with contractors that do type of carpentry work. You can ask them. I think that would be kind of cool. And Ty, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Well, I don't even know what's the sir. Sir or ma'am, my apologies. I don't want to assume anything. Advent Flame. Well, I'm amazed over and over that we have such good upload speed here. Certain places in Jamaica, at my church, it's 100, 150 upload. I mean, see, if I had Verizon Fios, which I used to have, it was a gig up and a gig down. It's just Comcast here is nickel and diamond people, which I can't stand. And I bumped up my speed just because, I don't know if y'all remember, I used to have upload problems here. And like right now, I'm still going through the web presenter, but the web presenter is doing, maybe that's what I should have connected here so I can see the feed here. But the web presenter is what is handling the stream right now. And yeah, I'm just, I really wish I had more options than Comcast. I really, 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 really wish I did, but not really too happy with that. Ty was in. Why is my phone going off now? Oh, because I'm trying to log into Comcast and it just sent me a verification number. Let's see. I want to see if they have any new options. Always, folks, at your church, your ministry, constantly every 3 to 6 months, see if they have any new offerings, and they didn't tell you, and your grandfather paying more into something that you can get. You're paying more for less service. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Otis, yes, Lord. Smoke oysters? Absolutely. Love them. Man, we got some other folks said in Trinidad, their upload speed is 3 megabits per second. Folks, I'm telling you, that's why Starlink is going to mess everybody's world up. That's why I'm excited about getting one. Mainly, not for me, because I can't use it in an apartment, but I really want to get the Starlink to take it out and take it to the first goal of me getting the Starlink. I want to get one, go to my uncle's farm where my mom grew up and everything, because that's how my family works. The last son takes over the youngest son takes over the house and stuff like that. I ain't going back to Lynchburg. I'm just saying that right now. Take over my mom's house. No. But he's out there in Gladys, Virginia. And it's like 40 to 75 acres of nothing but farmland, and they ain't got nothing out there. No street lights, no nothing out there. But I want to take that Starlink out there, and because he's a pastor as well too, and show the performance difference. And then it is unstrangling all these companies that are holding people hostage because they refuse to run broadband somewhere else. I'm telling you, I think it's going to be different because a lot of people are doing videos on how they're doing it for the house. My goal is to do it and show your ministry, and it's global. How much more impactful would it be that you can have internet there? So that is what I'm excited about. And why are they hiding what my plan is? Ugh. Anyway. Oh, Don. Coconut. I can't stand coconut. My sister is like the same way. Like my mom used to make a full coconut pie. Oh my God. Like couldn't stay. Like, she would eat the whole thing herself. Like, if I called my sister right now and asked her, well, one of my sisters, my middle sister, if she wanted coconut, she was like, oh, no, can't stand it. Blech. Just horrible. Oh, man. Yes, I'm looking here. Comcast isn't, it says I have 1.2, but y'all saw I ain't nowhere close to that. Mike was saying, talking about OBS, I believe, you can use the audio monitor plug-in to monitor the source if you bring it in yourself. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. The internet in Trinidad is terrible, and we have to live stream with that. Hey, the good thing is you do what you got to with what you got, which is awesome. See, this is what I'm talking about, and I don't want to show this because it has my address on here. How can I? And they won't even let me hide it. But man, Comcast is talking about 50 megabit download speed is $65, and I'm just like, that is highway robbery in comparison. And the reason I say that is, let me take this down, and let's just check out. Let's check out Verizon Fios, which is, I want that. No, not Verizon, a cell phone. I want Verizon Internet. Gosh. All right, so I'll use my church address for that instead. So if we go here and let's check availability. New Market Road. They're going to say, you have a plan. Oh, these services are not available. Huh. So where else can I pick? I'll use my old, I use that. So let's see what options they have. And again, Comcast is charging $65 for a 50 megabit download. $65. But here it's 1 gig, almost 1 gig down and 1 gig up for $90, or about 8 times faster than what Comcast is ordering for the same price. See, this is why, man, I can't wait to get up out of this apartment and get my house so we can get some stuff like that. So, yeah, there's so many better options out there. And then Starlink is even offering like 150 down and 50 up from a satellite dish. So gives you a lot of options. So we talking a lot on here. Don is saying also French silk and chocolate pie. Yeah, chocolate pies. Yes, we go with that. You know who I am. Is there a way to use the A10 Mini or Pro to stream from Zoom to YouTube, or am my laptop is struggling? Well, you can't live stream to Zoom. What you could do is let your ATEM Mini Pro, not the Mini, because the Mini can't live stream. The ATEM Mini Pro can live stream to YouTube, and then the itself and the USB out can capture the video and audio from the ATEM and send it to Zoom. And then your laptop would only be doing Zoom. And Zoom is a lot less strenuous than live streaming. I would do it that way, because the other way is not possible. At least right now it's not. 20 megabits is good too. With a bit rate of 4,500 to 6,000, your stream should be good. Yeah, and it is. I mean, it's just that right now I was used to Verizon so that I could stream from 3 systems and my PlayStation at the same time, and it still wasn't doing anything. Just to get limited is like, it just bothers. No. To each their own. For me, no. Like, somebody give me some coconut, blah, blah, pina colada, blah, horrible. Anything pina colada flavored, no. Okay, you know who I am. Correction from YouTube to Zoom. The problem with using Zoom to YouTube is the output is 720. Nah, like I said, I think the way is let the ATEM stream itself to YouTube, and then you're gonna get 1080p or whatever you have set to it, and the USB out from the ATEM is going feeding Zoom, and then that I think that would work better. I was halfway there with your tie. You said you can't stand coconut either and hate German chocolate cake. I don't know. German chocolate cake, that's all right. Otis, no. Man, I don't know if it was a story that, man, why did her name just escape me? I'm gonna get it here in a second. I see her face right now. But there's a why did she wrote Battlefield of the Mind? Why is her name escaping me? I'm gonna get it. Joyce Meyer. Why couldn't I say that? Anyway, Joyce Meyer had a story that she was having a church conference and they had a caterer there, and they had a lunch break and they had snacks and stuff like that, and just people started getting real funny there and found out that the caterer mixed up the order, and at this church conference the cake that they had was rum cake. So it just reminded me of that story. Yeah, man, they were real nice at the end of that conference. Back to Norm. We have unstable DSL, but we are finally getting Comcast installed, hopefully in mid-November. It is finally in the area. Come across the street, wanted it, so now we'll get it. See, that's what it doesn't make. See, as a business owner, it does not make sense to me why I'm not going to, if your internet is across the street, that you don't want to put the resources in to do it, because whatever it's going to cost, you're going to get that money back in 3, 5, 6 months of all the new people who are going to use the service. That's what I just don't understand that. Walter, what's going on? Well, yeah, welcome back, but I'm getting ready to head out to, my flight was canceled today, and it's moved to tomorrow, heading to Philly. I need to go back to Ireland. Looking forward to Scotland and Paris and Stuttgart, Germany. I am excited about that, especially Sydney, Australia. Man, I'm excited more for the flight. To be on a plane for 16 hours, that's exciting to me. So anyway, Otis was saying we pay Comcast $135 for 100 down and 35 up. I mean, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Lemon meringue, yes, I always take the meringue off. I don't know, I just do. Yeah, folks. So, I mean, if y'all, hold on. I see another comment that came in. I'm just waiting for it to cycle through here. You know who I am. So you say I should just stream with the ATEM to YouTube, the output HDMI cable into the secondary Zoom laptop. No, not HDMI. That doesn't work that way. The USB out that's coming from the ATEM in Zoom, it will show you as an option to use for your camera. It'll say Blackmagic for the video and audio. Just do that and then zoom that. So they would see the same thing that's going out on the live stream. Now, if you're trying to do this and you have the mix, it won't work that way. So, yeah, I got to think through that. Because if you're doing the Zoom and that's the main thing and people are being interactive and they want to see everything like that, then what you would need to do is just Zoom how you normally would. I don't know why I'm yawning, but I have to think through that. Because let me know. I mean, is everybody normally on Zoom? Or what are they seeing on Zoom? Is it interacting? Or are they just on and just watching what's coming from the ATEM? I need to know that to help out. Norm was saying, I heard that you should have about twice the upload speed you are streaming. Is that right? I would say yes, if not more. because you don't want to max out your upload speed. Because if you do, then you're not going to be able to do anything. Let me see. And you also said before it would have cost us $12,000 to get Comcast wired to us, now free. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's stupid. Like, you're going to charge somebody $12,000 and then ultimately it becomes, highway robbery. I don't know. It's just sad. So, Walter, I'm calling you out, man. We talked about a lot of stuff on expanding our influence on YouTube. So let me ask y'all, since this is more kind of interactive than not getting a lot of questions and we're just talking, which I enjoy as well too. So I asked y'all earlier, and Walter, I'm bring you in on the fold what we've been talking about. What is your strategy for your live stream? I'm asking all of y'all. Please put something in the chat. What is your strategy? Meaning, are you just putting it up, just throwing mud against the wall, hoping somebody's going to do it? But what's your strategy? Again, like with me, I have a whole umbrella of ideas to go with the stuff that I do. For me, like my company, I don't advertise. I don't pay for advertisements. What I do is I advertise what I do in YouTube videos, so that if somebody wants to see my before and after, I document the whole thing and I don't hide it, so that when somebody is looking for stuff that's similar to what I do, they can see that I've talked about it. They can see the before and after. They see the church that I've done. They can contact them to ask them. And I have that does way much more marketing than me paying somebody to put it in front of this, when if I put it out on YouTube, everybody already knows, they're already looking for it, so they find me. That's just one part of the strategy of what I do. So my question to y'all, what is your strategy? What is the goal of your live stream? Because if you're just putting it up there, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're wasting what else you could be doing with that. There's so much more that you could be doing. You can be influential in your area. So again, what are y'all's thoughts? What's your goals on what you're doing with your live stream? You know who I am. We have a lot of viewers from the States and in Canada would like to interact with the service, sometimes a sermon or a song, so Zoom is very, very important to us. Okay, so if you have two of them, what I would do is let's get the draw IO, folks, so I can actually spec this out. Because if you have both of them, it's possible this could work. All right, so if we were here, let's just make a generic one here. So let's say we got our Zoom audience here, right? Then we got our camera. And we have our ATEM Mini Pro. Then we also have just an ATEM Mini. So what we want to do, and let's call this one YouTube. So what happened is, you said you want this to be interactive, right? So that would mean the camera needs to come into this, and I'll also say, I don't know, audio, whatever your mixer is, something like that, would come into the ATEM Mini. The HDMI output would go into the ATEM Mini Pro, which is going to give you the audio and video. The ATEM Mini over USB is feeding into the Zoom. But we need to see how we can capture everything. All right, so, and then Zoom is actually going to be on some type of computer, right? So we have a laptop. So let me do it this way. So the ATEM Mini is actually going to be connected here over USB, and then that is going to Zoom. In Zoom, you need to have a second monitor, which is the ATEM, and set up Zoom to say that you want to broadcast this to multi-screen. So the second screen would be connected back to the ATEM. So forget that line right there. So the ATEM Mini Pro would be capturing the output from Zoom and broadcasting it to the ATEM Mini Pro, which is then streaming to YouTube. That's how I think that would work. All right. So anybody got any thoughts on that? That's how, if you have both of them, you could do it that way. And then everybody else can see it, the interaction, whatever, but everything is going to be captured on the HDMI Zoom viewers. All of their interaction will be sent and captured in the ATEM Mini Pro. And then that could be streamed to YouTube. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what I would do in that scenario. All right, so I threw some questions out there. Let's see what Mr. Walter is talking about here. My one strategy is to do interview collaboration with other YouTubers to grow the live stream brand and message in 2021 and 2022. Awesome. All right, back to Mr. Clarence. Do you know of a handbook explaining VLAN setup for the Ubiquity controller software? User manual is not very clear. I don't know of one. I mean, mine was just just banging my head up against it and figuring it out. Ms. Clarence, hit me up if you need some help with that. I can kind of walk you through from what I know with that when I have some time. I think that would work because I don't know of anything that clearly explains that. I mean, you can go look up Crosstalk Solutions. He does a lot of stuff with the Ubiquity stuff. I watch a lot of his stuff as well too. So his is more like with PBXs and stuff, but he does use a lot of the Unify stuff, Ubiquity stuff. So he should have a video on there that might be able to help as well too. You know who I am. Oh, and another thing, I'm capturing the audio from an audio interface, not the Mini. Okay, that would still work. As long as everything is going into the computer, it needs to be able to be outputted over HDMI, or you need to split the signal so that it's going to that. I mean, but being honest, I mean, you got a lot of stuff going on. So sooner or later, the better option would probably be to have, I think that's the main issue that I've had, and that a lot of us have had to put Jimmy rig a lot of stuff together so that we can reach out. And a lot of people are comfortable with what has happened in the last 2 years, but now we're looking to migrate to do something else. So that's the other reason why I say everybody's so pressed about getting everybody into church, but people have been trained when they didn't want to change and they finally had to change to do this Zoom stuff. They were fighting change. So now you're trying to change them to get back to where it used to be, and they don't want to do that either. So sooner or later, you have to figure something out with that. Back to Walter. My second part of my strategy is to also repurpose the content into shorter content as well. Exactly. That's how you do it. Make bingeable content. Sam, the Bitter Truth Classic winner, key lime pie. Absolutely. If you've ever been to Key West, Florida, chocolate dipped key lime pie on a stick is the best thing ever. I remember getting that on a cruise with me and my best friend when we went down there. He doesn't get into all that stuff, but I got one. Man, that thing was so serious. Otis, I'm driving right now. You can use Zoom to go out to YouTube and Facebook, look up the video, or use vMix Social. Yeah, I mean, that's possible as well, too. Mike, church hybrid service with vMix audio buses, Behringer 404 HD Zoom. Some Zoom attendees will do readings, In sanctuary, attendees will see spotlighted Zoom readers on overhead monitor. Concerns? I don't see any. I think that should work fine. So I think you're good to go with that. Exclusive gains and company. Let me see. God bless you, Mr. AJ. Thanks for everything. You're welcome. Please, is it true that Zoom's video quality is mostly poor? And is there a way to increase the quality? Zoom is limited to 720p. If you go into Zoom, there is an option in there to go in there and turn on HD that you need to make sure that you have on. That would give you a little bit better image. Let me get to this point before, so it doesn't show all my info first. Let me go to the settings here. All right, so if I cut over here to Zoom, see, the idea is make sure you have this under video, under settings in general, that you have HD turned on. That's the first thing that you need to do. That's literally the only setting that you can change, and make sure you don't have the touch-up appearance and stuff that on, because I mean, it makes it more blurry to hide wrinkles on your face, but that's the only setting that you got. So outside of that, you're stuck at 720p. If you don't have that set, it's going to adjust your image based on your upload speed. So be mindful of that. Back to Walter. Do you feel, AJ, that sometimes that the current trend on live streaming is focusing on multi-camera streaming instead of providing great quality content to the viewers watching your stream? I think it's a mixture of both. I think the mixture is it's giving, I mean, now a lot of studying that I've been doing is that a lot of people, they're good storytellers in their videos, giving good content, giving a good payoff, having a good hook to try and get people. But at the same time, it's a sensory psychological editing style, meaning that there is a change in something every 30 seconds. I don't do that as much, which I really need to do. But if you notice some other videos, notice how much it changes, meaning that like a lot of people, you'll see people do stuff like this, and it's just the camera is slowly zooming in. It's something that you don't notice, but subconsciously you do notice. So I say all that to say a lot of people use the multi-camera. They might not know that that's the mentality of it, but they're doing it with other cameras to give a different view. But really, it's to switch it up. It's like the same way. Why do, roads don't have to have curves in it? Because if roads were straight, you get hypnotized. The way your brain works, if it only notices things that change, everything that stays the same, you become blind to. So if the road was straight everywhere, we would have a whole lot more crashes because nothing is changing. You change the video up, you change the angles, you change the camera, you change the zoom, you change the lighting. You're doing this to keep people engaged because we are trained to notice change. That's why, I try, since I'm not moving, I try and have a lot of stuff. I got lights going in the background. I'm doing a lot of motion, because if I was just like this the entire time, you would blank out on everything else around here. I meant to do a test on this. Is like I was going to change the light behind me, and then I was going to ask, did anybody notice it? Because most of the time you probably wouldn't, because it's so subtle. But if you go back, you'll notice it. It's there's a mindset when it goes behind when you're making videos and stuff like that to get more engagement. Yes, you need to have quality content, but then sometimes you need to add that and you get a winning scenario out of both. Hey, you are welcome. Hey, you know how you can thank me? Hitting that like button, hitting the subscribe, and hitting that bell notification. That way you get notified when we come out with videos. That's how you can say thank you, folks. Let me know if y'all have any other questions, folks. This was, like I said, this was the part 2 of when we had to shut down everything. It is 6:11 right now. We've been going for, how long have we been going for? Maybe going for 7 minutes. That's the average amount of time here. So we've been going since 4:30. So we're almost at 2 hours. So no, because we went live. Yeah, we went live at I can't remember. So we've been going for an hour. So let me know, folks, if y'all have any other questions. I've been trying to follow along. I haven't seen anything else. But if y'all are having service on Saturday, or if you're having service on Sunday, or you had it today or whatever, I pray that the tech and the upload and the downloads are in your favor. Also, I want to thank all the patrons who are supporting me, helping me make content like this. Contrary to other folks, people can do whatever they want to, folks, and I'm just being transparent. A lot of people do the Patreon stuff, and, you know, they use it because that's how you support them, the people, the content creators that do what you're doing. The way all the money that we come in monthly goes back to a ministry in some way, shape, or form. So thank you so much for that. That's what this does. Also want to thank the YouTube members that are helping as well, too. We combine both of that, and that's how we fund the giveaways that we do. And like I said, folks, don't forget, we do have that other tier that's available. That is limited for right now to only 4 ministries or 4 people. That is the Media Ministry Mentor. Now, I do have a plan to all the stuff that I do, folks. So this is probably going to grow into something bigger. So this is me collecting data so that I can make it widely available to more people like that. But let me know. And again, I mean, thank you so much. And if nobody else has told you, thank you for everything that you do, folks. I really appreciate it. I know I don't go to your ministry. I'm not at your church, but I want to thank you directly, you, for all that you're doing, because your desire to learn more is what's needed to move everybody forward. And I don't know everything, but I want to share what I do know to make your journey just a little bit easier. And as well, I learn from y'all as well, too. Always stay the student. I'm always learning from y'all, and I don't know everything. Again, the first step to wisdom is know that you don't know everything. The more you know, the more you'll learn that you don't know. There's so much more things that is for you to learn. So thank you so much, folks. I hope y'all have a great weekend, day, night, afternoon, wherever you are. You know, I thank God for you. Love y'all. Appreciate everything that y'all do. And I hope y'all have a great day. And we'll be talking to y'all in the next video, folks. Later.